Protein eggs in glasses. Recently I was at the supermarket and I bought sauerkraut for the first time, and I realized that these glasses, compared to the other ones I had before, which are these, are way better for actually putting something in there and then eating out of it. Why? Because they have a larger opening, and also they are kind of bigger. This means I can actually fit more of these into my freezer. So with a big spoon you can get to the ground or bottom of it, or you would need one of these smaller spoons that also have a long length here. So now the idea is that these protein eggs I made already, which consist out of each serving, which conveniently fits into one of these glasses, will be 5 eggs, then 1 scoop of protein powder, which is 35 grams or 25 grams of protein, then spices and vinegar, and that's basically it. I might put tomato sauce or maybe something else in it, like maybe some curd or some cottage cheese. Now, when it comes to filling the cup, I had the idea that apart from the glass itself, if I just put another bowl down there, then it's a lot easier. I also had this other bigger spoon, which is used for soup, but I think this one will be better because you can basically have it here and then you can change the angle and then get it in there. So this seems to be kind of working. Another method, if you have a lot of glasses, might also be to use a bigger bowl. I actually do have a bigger bowl, and then, well, this did not work out so well. So this should be about half of the whole thing. And now let's fill up the second one with the alternative method. So if you have a very big bowl, then you can have a glass, which you then can just fit in there and then just fill it like this, and you can obviously wash it afterwards. There might be some food left on the outside of the glass, which you might be able to eat as you are making this or wash off, which is not the best, I guess, because you don't want to waste food. So it seems to be a little bit more. I made 10 eggs, and if you are asking how much vegetables is it, it's about 125 grams for each serving, because I need 2 of these in a given day, and I also eat a little bit of sweet protein, because in terms of protein I try to aim at maybe around 200 grams, and then not everything in these 200 grams is obviously bioavailable because of the bioavailability of food. So I think I can get it in there if I press a little bit harder. So that's it. That's one day of kind of the warm part of my nutrition. I even thought about getting a microwave again, because then I can just use one of these, and obviously without the lid, because the lid doesn't fit into the microwave, because otherwise the microwave begins to burn. But I can now just take these out of the freezer and then put them ideally into the microwave, if I then have one. Until I don't have one, I need to put it into the cooling part of my fridge and not into the freezing part of my fridge, and then leave it there for maybe 24 hours, or I just take it out earlier. Since it is egg, and since I think there is a lot of water in it, which might freeze, but you could also take out individual parts easier compared to if the whole thing was entirely frozen. So if this was a liquid and you froze it entirely, I guess it would be harder because there is also a lot of air in there. I even thought about how or what would happen if I just put my salad for the next day in there. I could already prepare it in a bowl, so every time I make a salad, for example, I could just make a little bit more and put it in here for the next day. Of course, you cannot really freeze the salad because the vegetables have too much water, and if you then unfreeze it, there is a water damage in the salad, which makes it probably very mushy. So now I just take these two, and I already tested it out. I think I can fit 9 of these glasses into the freezer. So if I put one in the back here, and I put one in the back here, and then I have an additional glass here. The question is whether I can close the door. If I now cannot close the door, then this is overall maybe okay. I can close it. It's a little bit, maybe not exactly ideal, but it seems to close. The problem is obviously if it doesn't close properly, that it won't cool properly, but and since it is quite fairly cut already, this soup mix, it makes it quite easy to cook. Whereas, for example, if you have broccoli or something like cauliflower in there, this tends to be bigger. So now let's take these they fit in. This now also means that I can fit in 3 of these glasses and additionally have a few vegetables stored in here. Like this here, for example, no problem.